Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi.
I'm not alone. Thank goodness. Mr. Francie's here with me.
Yay. Happy to be here.
So, everybody, let me know what you're reading. What are you going to be reading, Mr. Francie?
I am going to, oh goodness. I am going to be reading Peter Pan.
Oh, cool. I have never read Peter Pan. Are you liking it?
I've just started it. I'm reading along with the audiobook because there's interactive parts in this book,
Oh,
so I'm doing both. And I'm literally only 9 minutes in. So far I'm liking it. The narrator is English and he narrates in that classic way. So I love that. And from what I've read so far, it sounds pretty good, but give me time. I'll let you know as I go along.
yeah, I know there are
I
some
do,
people that love that book and some people that don't. So that's what
yeah, I do wonder if there'll be anything
I'm reading
controversial
my
that comes up.
Everblaze. I've got this much to go. I'm almost
So
there.
close.
My goal is to try to read as much of this tonight as possible.
You got
I know
this,
I
Shelby.
have like probably about, I don't know, 160, 170 pages left to go. So,
Uh,
and I'm not a fast reader. That's my problem. I wish I had an audiobook
yeah.
because I'm not a fast reader. And even middle grade, I'm not very fast. And so it reads fast. I'm just not fast.
The audiobook makes a big difference. I listened to the first three on audiobook, so I can say that.
Yeah.
So you
That's
know,
why I was like, I
the,
wish they weren't just Audible exclusives and that I could get it somewhere else.
exactly.
Hi, Nancy says, listening to Up the No Gouda tonight. All right.
Nice. How are you liking it so far?
I just went to click on something and a whole bunch of them threw up. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, I hear that.
Hi, Hannah said, howdy, everyone. I'm going to be reading Marriage Can Be Mischief.
Ooh, book number 3, Matchmaker. Nice.
And Kajin, hi, Kajin says, reading Caught Bread Handed, a bake shop mystery number 4.
Like the title.
Okay, now we've got bread and we've got cheese. Now we can make a grilled cheese.
Exactly.
And Nadine says, hi, I'll be reading A Rule Against Murder, number 4 in the Amargamach series by Louise Penny. I am so loving this book. It's the right book for me to be reading right now, I guess. That is cool. I have mixed feelings about that series. I've read all of
Yeah.
them. I really did not like the latest one that came out. I think I gave it 2 stars. But
Is it a cozy series?
no, it's not cozy. A lot of people say it's cozy. I would say it's cozy adjacent if they want to go that way,
Right.
because there's a lot of like foul language and it's a little bit grittier. It's not like
Oh,
actual cozy, but it's set in a small town a lot, and so I think people think
right.
of it as cozy because 3
Okay.
times is a small town. But
Right.
yeah, I was really loving it up until like the end of book 8, and then I was
Okay.
like so mad at what happened at the end of book 8, and then it's just like, and it took a
Um,
different direction. And but
ah.
so I like read them, but I'm not as excited to read them. It's my
So if
series
you
that shall not be named series or something, because there's like 17 books. There's like 17 books, and so I've read them all, and so
nice. So if you liked it all the way up to number 8, then you liked book 4 that she's reading right
yeah,
now.
yeah, I liked book 4. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Cozy Reading with Michelle says, I finished a salted caramel yesterday, so I will be reading a lethal licorice. All right, continuing.
I want to I want to be where you're at. Just going straight on to lethal licorice. Let us know how you like the salted caramel. Massive Amanda Flower fan over here, so let me know.
Yeah, she's like loved by most people in the Killing Time with Cozies, I believe.
Yes.
Hi, Jessica Ann says, trying to get some homework done, and I'll be reading Hamnet and Judith. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
And Jessica said, and this edition is beautiful, that edition is beautiful, Mr. Francie. You're Peter Pan. So.
Thank you. It is the Mina Lima edition from HarperCollins Interactive. Thank you very much.
When it's you say interactive, like how is it interactive? I'm curious because I've never read one of those.
So every 5 to 10 pages, there is something that you can do. So whether it's a pop-up or you open a door or a briefcase or something, it
Oh, okay.
allows you to interact with things that would prop up in the world that you're
Also,
reading
it's like
about.
a fancy version of a pop-up story from like whenever you're little,
Yeah,
you know, there's a
basically.
pop-up and
Yeah,
okay, that's cool.
exactly. Something to do while you're reading. It's so fun.
That is cool. And Cajun says, I wonder if the authors are aware of Amish in April or if they just wonder why sales and borrows soar this month.
It's a good question, Cajun.
This is a good question. Hi, Jane says, hi, I'm listening to Murder by Mocha by Cleo Coyle. Hi,
Ooh,
Julian.
nice.
Hi,
Hi, Julian.
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
And James, Julian says, I just finished The Night Shift by Alex Finley, deciding on my next read. Well, Jillian, what did you think of The Night Shift? Because I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars, but I think I liked Every Last Fear a little bit better.
And if you want to, let us know what you're deciding between.
Yes. We need to know.
Yes.
And Bachara said, hey.
Hey.
Hey, Leah.
Hey.
And Hi Kev says, just finishing up Claiming Her Legacy by Linda Goodnight. And then I'm eyeing my cozy options. I need to know, did you like that book? Because I have an e-arc of it. I haven't got to it yet. But I'm curious.
Yeah. Nice.
It was kind of a cover grab. It was Harlequin, and it was a cover grab because I liked it. It's kind of a westerny, and it had this woman on there with a gun, and I was like, "Oh, I need to read that."
Perfect. Nice. And what are your cozy options, Cav? Let me know.
And Hannah said, "At Julian, what did you think?" Yep, wanted to know too because Hannah's read that too. So
Nice.
Hi, Tammy says, I will be switching back and forth between Comic Sans Murder by Paige Shelton and Big Red by Jim Kelsgaard. I have no idea how you say that.
Is it Kierkegaard?
I'm not sure. I just know it's a film. Don't know. It will be nice to see you all. I have been gone for several days because of grandkids. I got taking care of them grandkids. That's good.
Yeah.
And you remind me, I like totally forgot to even mention Comic Sans Murder on my like May TBR as like, oh, the last book in the read. I actually forgot to say anything about any cozy mysteries. Because like at the end, I'm like, oh yeah, and I have like the scavenger hunt books that I don't know what I'm going to have. So you'll just have to find out when I do my vlog because I don't know what I'm reading.
Yeah, that's right.
I was all about the middle grade. Totally forgot cozy mysteries. So. Oh. And Nancy says, I'm really enjoying Up to No Gouda. It's my restaurant book. Cool. I thought it was okay. It's just it's culinary, so it was just okay. But I will try like the second one. I'm kind of curious to see if I will like the second one or not.
Oh.
And Amber Jen says, hello everyone. Don't know what I'm reading yet.
No problems.
Well, if you need help, give us options.
That's right.
And Susan says, hi Storm, hi Mr. Francine, hi everyone. I'm reading Marshmallow Malice by Amanda Flower.
I'm jealous. Let me know how you're liking it.
And Jillian says, at Storm, a bunch of the Keeper of the Lost City audiobooks are on sale right now on Audible.
Oh, Stormy, I'm so sorry.
But I don't got Audible.
No, you can have Audible, guys.
And Elizabeth said, I'm about to start Material Witness by Vanetta Chapman on audio, but I'm also working on Plain Scandal by Amanda Flower in print.
Another Amanda Flower. Loving it, guys.
And Jillian says, at Hannah, it was a 4-star read. I really liked it. Cool.
There you go.
And Annie says, "Hi everyone. I'm reading Bride of Pindoric by Victoria Holt." Oh, Victoria Holt. That's like a gothic romance, then probably if it's Victoria Holt. And Hannah says, "Yay! I'm glad you liked it. I really liked Infinite Country. I don't even know what that one is. It was really sad, but it had a happy ending. Cool. I seen that you were reading it in the Discord, but I didn't know what it was." And hi JB says, "I ordered Darling Girls, the dark fantasy update of Peter Pan dealing with Wendy's grandchildren, I believe." I have heard of that.
No, I hadn't either. Oh, you have to let me know what you think of it when you've read it.
And Cozy Reading with Michelle says, "I adore Assaulted Caramel, and I'm definitely continuing with the series." Cool.
Yay!
And Susan says, "I stopped reading the Lewis Penny books because the outcome of some of her regular characters. I think I read up to book 6. Yeah. I understand that completely." And Hearts and Whodunit says, "Hey Storm, hi Mr. Francia. I'm reading A Killer Ending by Karen McInerney and Sydney's Boxer by Sumi Singh."
Nice.
Probably butchered that name. I don't know. I am horrible with names. I can tell you that already. And Nadine says, "Mr. Francie, I enjoyed your May TBR video. I'm trying to catch up with everyone's booktube videos, and I'm failing at it big time." That's okay. I'm like super way behind too. Mr. Francie caught me listening to his.
It was great.
I was trying to sneak some in before the live.
Thank you, Nadine. I really appreciate it. And also, please know I have seen your comment. I just haven't responded to it yet. I won't say what it is here. If you want to check it out, check it out. It's under the video. But it was fantastic. I loved it. It made my day. So thank you.
And Cajun says, "So many booktube videos come out today. It's because it's like right at the end of the month, and everybody's like, panic! I got to get my TBR out for the next month."
It was relatively quiet all throughout the week, and suddenly it's a booktube palooza going on.
It is. It's like boom, boom, boom. Well, it's like yesterday. I was like, I have to concentrate. I have to edit. I made my video and edited it all in yesterday because I'm like, I got to get it up. It's almost like the end of the month.
Right?
Like, where did the month go? Where did the month go?
Exactly.
And Julian says, "Trying to decide between starting my May TBR earlier and read Vladimir or to pick a random mood read." Ooh. I am all for starting my May TBR early. If I wasn't still trying to read April, I probably would have already done that.
But Stormy's also all for reading a mood read book, where for me, I very much stick to my TBR. So I love that we have mood readers. I just don't know if I'd survive being a mood reader because I'm very goal-oriented with my TBRs. So
I have a feeling I would never get anything read if I wasn't a mood reader because like I'll start off on something and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, this one sounds good. So I like pick it up and I like start it. I can never just stick. I can't stick. It's like even my May TBR, I'm like, I'm sure I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go rogue.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
It's 15 after. Oh, I forgot to make me a banner. I was gonna do that. Just to say, oh, hey, it's still up there from last time. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know they kept them for you. That's cool.
They saved them. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
How did you make yours yellow? It's yellow on my end.
I think it's the brand. You can change the color scheme or whatever, and so I do that for like my comments and everything, like our names, and so I guess it kept the color for the banners too.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, we will read to the top of the hour. That is 45 minutes for Jane. It's a little bit, we're like a minute late, so it's like 44 minutes, I guess, now. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
So, how did everybody do?
Good, really good. I am 73 pages into Peter Pan, and this is a really beautiful book. I don't remember the last time I read such a beautiful classic. It's the only way to describe it. It's just really beautifully written. Really, really nice. I'm really enjoying it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I have 55 pages left.
Oh,
I
so
guess
close.
I was closer to the end than I thought. So I was like doing the math. I was like, I'm almost done. Yay. It's kind of got to an interesting part too. And I'm like, oh.
Isn't that the way?
Hi, Polka Dot says, hello, boys and girls, working on Fat Cat Spreads Out by Janet Control.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, Melissa says, hi, everyone, reading The Exiles, the first book in the series titled The Australians.
Oh, I have not heard of it, unfortunately.
Is that the one that's based on like the movie that Hugh Jackman did, the Australian? I think, didn't he do a movie called Australians? Something. Sounds right. I don't know. And Julian says, Hannah, I really liked the Infinite Country, even though it was a tough read. I'm glad you liked it as well.
Nice.
Julian said, oops, that was a copy. There was two of them. Julian said, Storm, you can buy them even if you don't have an active Audible subscription. And I looked it up and like, they were like $24.95 and stuff. So I don't think that's a very good sale. Though, if I want to speak German, they were $13. Something.
I know. What is with that?
I mean, I do know a little German, but I'm not sure I could listen to German and understand what was going on.
Yeah, right?
It's been a long time since I took my German classes in college. So. And Leah said, finished A Scone to Die For, Oxford Tea Room Mystery book number 1, and then going to start book 2, Tea with Milk and Murder by H.Y. Hannah. Okay.
Both sound good.
Yeah, I've heard of that author. I think I've read one book from that author, but it's been like several years ago, and I don't know if it's that series or not. I can't remember. And see, Hannah says, yeah, I started it late morning and finished it pretty quick. It was only 191 pages, so it was a quick read. Okay.
Nice.
And Cav says, Annie, Victoria Holt brings back happy memories. My first grown-up romance was when I was a teen. Now I need to do some retro reading. Yeah.
Aww.
I have a whole bunch of Victoria Holt books because I remember my mom reading Victoria Holt whenever I was a teenager. And so when I saw like a whole bunch of them, I had to like grab them up. But I haven't tried any of them, but I do have some. And Mel said, hi, Stormy. Hi, Mr. Francie. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders. It's number 1 in the Witch Way Librarians. And my friend really likes that series. And so she wants me to read it. And so I need to read it. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, I want to read it too. So if you get to it, let me know. We'll maybe buddy read it.
And Hannah says, OMG, the book I just finished put me at 100 books for the year. Woo, go, Hannah.
Wow, Hannah.
I don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm getting close, but I don't think I'm quite there.
We haven't even gotten through 4 months of the year. 100 books. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think I'm like at 80 something maybe, or 90.
Oh my gosh, Stormy. That's incredible too.
I haven't got there yet. Which is why I was like, I think April, is probably going to be my least amount that I've read, because I haven't finished anything this week, I don't think. I've been working on all this huge thing, and I haven't finished it yet. And I have a couple of others. I'm like, it's going to be under the wire. It's like tomorrow I'm going to be like, come on, I got to get these finished.
Exactly. Oh, God.
I think I'm up to maybe 15 or 16 books this month, which is on the low end for me. So I know that's still
Wow.
high, but it's on the low end for me.
And here's me saying that 15 books on my May TBR is so much, and I've never gotten through that amount before.
You can do it. You can do it.
Mm-hmm. I'll do my best.
Jane said, Mr. Francie, I'm going to do a recommendation video of Agatha Christie books very soon. Just thought of it when you asked for recommendations on last night's spreads.
Nice, because I'm definitely looking to read more. So I read And Then There Were None a couple of months ago and loved it. So I'd love to read a lot more of her works. That's wonderful, Jane. Thank you.
I'm like a have to go in order kind of person. So I've read And Then There Were None, and then I've read 6 books in the Hercule Poirot series because I have to go in order. So I've read book 1 to 6. I'm trying to get to, I think number 10 is the Orient Express, Murder on the Orient Express, because I want to watch the movie. I've never watched it because I'm like, no, I have to read the book first, but I have to go in order to get to it.
Okay, so Murder on the Orient Express is not a standalone. It's part of a series.
Yeah, it's part of the Hercule Poirot series, and so is Death on the Nile, the movie that they had that come out. It's part of that series.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
But everybody says that those books can be read out of order, and you probably could. It's just I'm one of those that, I mean, I do the same thing with Heather Graham's Crew of Hunters series. Everybody's like, you can read those out of order. And I said, I know I can, but no, I can't. I'm up to number 15 or something like that. I've started at number 1 and I'm up to 15 and I'll just keep going.
You're a series purist like me. I'm exactly the same.
Anita said, congratulations, Hannah, on reading 100 already. Wow. Cav says, I like it when all booktube videos come out in a rush. So much fun, and it gets me into even more of a book frenzy than my norm. There you go. Good way to think of it. You got all your favorite people have videos out, and you can just binge like one right after another.
That's right. Nice.
Hannah says, LOL, I want to start my May TBR right now. I say go for it, Hannah.
Look good. Yeah.
100 books. And congrats. Thanks, everyone. And Julian said, me too, Mr. Francie. I'm not a mood reader at all. I read my strict TBR every month, but I finish my TBR really early, so I attempt to try to mood reading, hence the Colleen Hoover Marathon.
Nice. And that's what I call bonus books. So
bonus books.
Yeah. You get it, Julian.
And he says, I'm a big mood reader too. I switch a lot and I have a lot of DNFs.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm like, that's why everybody's like, I can't believe you're reading like 6 books. It's like, well, it's because I couldn't make up my mind. And sometimes, this book is interesting, but then it's like, but I really want to read that one. And it'll bug me. I have to at least start it. And Mel said that was for Hannah, not me. I'm nowhere near 100 books. Yeah, I figured that was for her.
Yeah.
And JB says, wow, that's amazing, Hannah.
It's incredible.
Cajun says, I'm strictly mood reader, but like with my SAS list of series to finish, I have the 20 and then I mood read within that. So no set TBR, but the goal was met, if that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. And I like that too. Like I have my SAS list and I try to, I can't binge the series, but I can hop between some of the series and everything so that I can finish and knock off a few series. But you know what? This year I have been really bad about not even looking at my SAS list and just reading. And so I'm like, I really need to get back into my SAS list. So it's like,
I get that. I was
maybe
talking.
June will be that. Maybe June will be like, focus. Get back
I was talking to someone recently saying that I've roughly penned out, let's say at least 5 books per month for the rest of the year, at least. And that's purely because of my SAS list and my determination to get through it. So I'm going, okay, book 1 here, book 2 there, book 3 there, book 4.
Like if I put one on every TBR, then at least I'm going to get a couple of these series off, right?
That's right.
I'm looking real quick to see where I am, how many books I've read, but my book tracker is not cooperating with me. Come on.
Oh.
Oh. And I went too far. I was racing down it, scrolling, and then I went too far. Okay, I'm at 86 books. I thought I was somewhere around in the 80s.
Nice. Very nice.
And Nancy says, I'm just doing mood reading this year too. I did TBRs last year, but I just want to read as my mood dictates this year. But I have been into fantasy big time this year, which is new. Yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's like you like mood read big books, so it's okay. I mean, she's reading Robin Hobbs, and then she's like, Brandon Sanderson, Outlander. I mean, all these huge books. So
all massive books. Yeah.
And like last year it was like all these big classics, and now this year it's like fantasy. So that's her mood reading. She's reading different genres.
That's fantastic, Nancy. I love it.
And Kath says, Mr. Francie, if you're enjoying Peter Pan, there's a great retelling continuation series by Carl Swanson, Dust and Shadows, set in our time period and so cleverly done.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Kath. Thank you.
And Cozy, hi Cozy, says, just got home from running errands, going to listen to Long Overdue at Lakeside Library. I'm almost done.
Nice,
Are you
Cozy.
liking that one, Cozy? I'm curious. And Melanie says, happy Friday. Hi, Melanie.
Happy Friday, Melanie.
Kev says, claiming her legacy was good, 4 stars, I think. The adventuring part didn't start until halfway in. More of a hero's redemption story, the first half, and the ending was a bit rushed. Very Wild West. Okay.
Oh.
At least I know that the adventuring doesn't start until halfway through, so I won't be like, where's it going to get in here? And Anita says, I made it to page 47 in A Killer Ending.
Good work.
And Jessica Ann said, I read 18 pages and will do more homework next sprint. I needed a break from it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Homework, read. Homework, read. There you go. That's how you can do it.
That's it.
James had left off on chapter 20 of Murder by Mocha.
Nice.
He said 96% into the book, and the ending is getting intense. Cool.
Ooh.
And Cajun said made it to 33%, and Nancy is 64% up to Noguda. Amber Jen said, I didn't read anything, working on making my May TBR. Well, that's still very productive. I know it takes me a while to decide what I'm going to put on my TBR, and then I go off the rails anyway, but I still make one.
I love it.
And Tammy says, I didn't get a darn thing read. One of my son-in-laws just got here to get the AC ready for the hot weather. Right as the sprint started, he's done and gone. So hopefully in the next sprint. But that's very productive, getting the AC into the house, because it is starting to get very hot here, and the nights are still a little chilly. So I haven't took the plastic off my windows yet, but I'm telling you, it's getting really close because it's hot. I got my little baby fan over here, and I'm like burning up.
Oh.
Susan said, got a couple characters, got a couple chapters read in Marshmallow Madness, really enjoying it.
Nice.
Nancy said, Libraries and Labradors, hey, Melissa, how is sweet baby Sam doing?
No.
Wait, did we have a baby and I didn't know about it? I don't like follow your Instagram as much as I look on, like, I need to. So I know she was getting close, but okay. And Mel said, I read 5 pages, and in my quest to be productive reader today now brings my total for the day so far to 5 pages.
You've done so well, Melmac. I'm so proud of you.
Way to go.
Well done. Yeah.
And Aaliyah says, I am 61% Stoned to Die For by H.Y. Hannah. Cool.
Ooh.
And Melmac says, Mr. Francie, I'm really looking forward to collecting those Mina Lima editions.
Yeah, Melmac's looking to collect them. Nice. I'm looking forward to collecting them too.
I'm curious about them. I want to check them out. See if some of my favorite they're children's classics, right? Is that what they are?
Yes.
Is it just children's classics?
Yeah, children's
I
classics,
need
but
to read more
the
children's
covers are just really
classics
good.
too.
Yeah, and they're so far all of the ones I've read, they're really easy to read, unlike some of the adult classics, which can be a little more complex to read. Although, in saying that, The Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Bardot de Villeneuve was a little tough for me to read, but the others have been really easy to get through. So, yeah.
Cool. Hannah said made it to 68% and marriage can be mischief.
Good work.
And cozy reading with Michelle says I read about 10% of my Kindle on of Lethal Licorice.
How are you liking it?
And Cozy says, "Oh, awesome, Hannah! I reached 100. I reached 100 books read this month too.
Wow, you guys.
100 books before.
Yeah.
And she says I will be cutting down on audiobooks again as my reading, so my reading should slow down.
Right.
Okay, one more, and then we need to sprint. So Mel said, Stormy and Mr. Francie, after you read Bait and Witch, I'll buddy read book 2 with you. 7-Year Witch. There we go.
Hey, that works.
Okay, so we are a minute off, but we were a minute off last time, so we're just in sync. So we'll be reading to the top of the hour, 45 minutes. And so I will see you then. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Hey, so how did everybody do?
Good. Yeah. Got 50% of the way into Peter, and I'm really, really enjoying it so far. And hi, Sarah.
Hello. I got another 6% done of Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors. I'm desperately trying to finish it today. We shall see.
I'm like so close to finishing. I'm like 592 out of like 609 pages. So like I'm like so close.
I know.
And something just happened, and I was like, "Oh, it's time we have to go back."
Yeah, I have 2 hours left on the audiobook, so I'm hoping tonight.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Hi, Leslie says, hi, I need to read Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood this weekend for a book club on Monday. Sounds fun, maybe. I don't know. I've never read those books by her.
Me neither.
And Jane says, nice, Hannah. I'm at 66 books read. Goal for 300 by the end of the year.
Good
Yeah, well,
job.
Hannah just reached 100 books already.
Amazing.
That's what we were talking about. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not even quite there yet.
I'm at 61 or 62.
I think I said I was at 86, I think, somewhere around there. But I haven't finished a book all week yet, though. So I'm like,
really? Okay. You're due. Tomorrow's the last day of the month.
I know. I'm almost done with this chunker, though. Almost. And Cozy says they just made a movie of Death on the Nile. I think it's on HBO. Yeah. And like it's one of those that I want to watch, but I still have to read the book first. So I've got a ways to go before I get there because I'm only on like book 7 out of the Hercule Poirot series, and I have to read them in order. So and hi Spumoni said hi everyone. And Nancy said, hi, Hannah, or nice, Hannah. I've only read 67 books, but I do read some chunkers too. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, that's like really good because you do read some chunkers because you've read Brandon Sanderson. I think you're reading Robin Hobbs, maybe. I don't know if you finished it or not. I can't remember. And then she's going to read the second book in the Outlander series. I think she's getting ready to. So
Dragonfly and Amber. Yes, nice.
So she reads a lot of big ones. So that's pretty good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Melmac says, Julian, that's what I'm doing. I finished my April TBR yesterday, so the book I'm reading now is a bonus book, which will probably backfire on me since I'm the next to no reading today. Carry over. You're going to be carrying. And Cozy says, I live in a constant state of enjoying the books I read while wanting to read everything else on my TBR. Yes.
Truth.
That is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Alita says, Jane, my goal is 100, and I'm currently at 67 books.
Good for you.
She's doing really good, too, man. And Ace Bamoni says, I'm reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Cool. I've heard those books are pretty good.
Oh.
And Hannah says, thanks, all. Rosie says, I was so good with my SAS list last year and finished 34 series in 2021. This year I've gone rogue. Yeah, see, that's like me. Like I did pretty good last year, and like this year it's like I keep forgetting to look at my SAS list. So it's just not there. It's like,
that is amazing.
Oh. And so I said, wow, 100 books is nice. And Hannah says, I think I'm at 10 series for my SAS list. Yeah, she is a binger. She's like our binge person. She can binge a series. She does like 2 or 3 series, and then she just rotates them and binges them all.
Wow.
I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Yeah.
Cozy says, you're doing great finishing your series this year, Hannah. Yes. Book Chara said, read 9 pages in Girl in the Tower, book 2 in Winter Night. And Hannah said, thanks, Cozy. And Cozy said, Storm, I enjoy book 1 of the Lakeside Library a lot more than book 2. The winter setting is nice. It's well written, and the mystery is getting more interesting towards the end. Okay.
Cool. Oh, that's good to know.
Yes. Yes, AC is essential. It's getting to that time of the year. Nancy said Melissa had a baby boy named Sam. Okay, see, I don't follow closely enough. I knew she was getting close to the mark. I just didn't know she then already had it. Okay, cool. I may need to go browse Instagram and see if there's anything there. Ace Bodhi said, "Me too, Storm. I need a minimum of 3 books going at a time, and also series in order." Yes.
Life's too short for series in order.
Yes, Sarah's our rogue one when it comes to that. She just
unless it's like Harry Potter, that you kind of need to read in order. But like contemporary
Mhm.
romance series, totally you can read them out of order.
Yeah, and it's like you read the Crew of Hunters out of order, you know, stuff like that. But I'm like a purist, and I'm like, I think I'm at like number 14 or 15, and I've read from the beginning, and I've gotten to that far.
I've actually, though, in the last few weeks, started to really look at, okay, so what should I, and trying to read them in order. So
yeah, and it is, I mean, some of the characters do pop up in like the later ones, and so it's like, oh, hey, I know who that one is because I've read ones already.
Yeah.
Hannah says, LOL, same row. I have one more audiobook to listen to at the beginning of May and then a break.
Nice.
And Cozy says, Mr. Francie, I'm really enjoying novella length KU books this year, so that has upped my number of books read too. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
And says, yeah, Hannah, I get burnt out on audiobook, and most of the time I forget a lot of details, so I feel like I'm reading the Cliff Note version of a book. I remember more in print. And I have tried to pay attention on audiobooks and like print books, and I swear I don't think I remember just about as much in my audiobooks as I do my print books. My mind just draws a blank.
I'm actually, because I hear people say this all the time, they're like, oh, I'm following along in the book, and I thought, well, that's the stupidest thing ever. Why listen to the audiobook if you're just going to read the book? But it makes sense. I've started doing it, and I'm like, this is very entertaining.
Yeah, it's really good for like if you're reading a book with a lot of strange names.
Yes.
Because like that's how I did like the Count of Monte Cristo. I'm like these French names. There's no way I can pronounce them, but you hear them, you see them, and it's like, oh, okay.
And it just adds. It feels like you're reading it, and especially like this one that I'm reading right now with Pride and Prejudice. Like there's Indian accents, there's British accents, so the narrator's doing such an awesome job. But I still feel like I'm reading it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like an immersion thing, It's like
exactly, yeah.
And Annie says read 22 pages in the first sprint. Cool.
Very good.
Oh, good work.
And Cozy Reading with Michelle says, thank you for having the sprints. I have to run for a while to take care of my kid and chickens. Mr. Francie, I am loving this series. I'm adoring it. One of my favorites. So there you go. She's reading the Amanda Flowers series. So.
Oh, yeah, Candy Shop. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Mel says, hi, Sarah. Lots of hi, Sarahs. And there you are. Hi, everyone. Hi. Okay. And Cozy says, I finished Lakeside Mysteries #2. Overall, it was enjoyable read, but I preferred book 1 personally. Okay.
Right. And
Cav says, oh, I discovered Pride, Prejudice, and Poison, a Jane Austen Society mystery by Elizabeth Blake, and narrated by Justin Ayers on Audible Plus. I'm 10 minutes in and loving it. Yeah. I've listened to that one. I liked it. I think my only criticism, because I haven't read any more of them yet, I will, but my only criticism of that one is if you don't like Jane Austen, you might get like totally lost in a lot of the Jane Austen stuff because they're like, he's a Mr. Bennet or he's a, Darcy or he's a, and if you don't know the characters, then you're going to be like, what are they talking about?
That's fair.
So that was my only, like, because I love Jane Austen, but I'm thinking other people aren't going to know what's going on. And Hannah says, I read 2 chapters of Jane Eyre at 65%. Next sprint, I'm going to start a new book.
I love Jane Eyre.
That is my favorite. I have not.
Sorry?
Read Rebecca because it's like a retelling of Jane Eyre.
By Du Maurier.
By Du Maurier, yes.
Oh wow! So I'm reading Jane Eyre in June. I need to read it for school. And I loved Rebecca, so that's wonderful.
Yes, yes. It's once because I read Rebecca first, and then I read Jane Eyre
Yeah,
last year. And as I'm listening, because I
yeah.
listened to it on audio, I'm like, oh my God, like you're seeing the parallels at certain points of where Du Maurier really took elements from Jane Eyre.
That's cool.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. You're
But
gonna
Mr.
really like
Francie,
Jane
I
Eyre.
will buddy read Jane Eyre with you because I've been wanting
Oh,
to
nice.
like reread it for a long time, and I'll buddy read it with you because I need to
Oh,
read
I
it.
can't wait to hear what you think about it.
Awesome.
Because
Yay.
that was the first
Good luck.
classic I ever read was Jane Eyre.
Oh yeah.
And this
Jane
really
Eyre.
old version I have right here, I read it real carefully. It was my first time.
And good luck finding the audio version because Scribd is getting rid of it at the beginning of May.
Oh
So,
no.
Oh, that's not
yeah,
nice.
I don't know why, but I got an email from them and I can actually see it on Scribd saying I think it's like the 5th or 6th of May it will be removed. Like, okay, I'm reading it in June, but
Yeah, that's not helpful, Script.
no. I
Like,
assume Audible
bring it
will
back
have a
in
copy.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it away and bring it back in June.
That's right.
Yeah, I listened to it on Audible, and it's narrated by
Okay.
Fadia Newton? Amazing
Okay.
job narrating it. Amazing. But I think it's free if
Oh,
you have Audible.
I do. So is it on Audible Plus?
I think so, yes. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You should check
If
that
not,
out.
it might be worth your credit because it's 20 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Fantastic. 20 hours.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's long.
Totally enjoyable though.
Nice.
So Anita said I got 34%, and I will be right back. Okay.
No problem.
And Jane says left off at chapter 24 of Murder by Mocha. And
How are you liking it, Jane?
Mel said I read 25 pages and I was stopping a couple of minutes early because I finished a chapter. Yeah, just like that. I like just got finished the chapter right, and I looked at it and go, oh, it's 7 o'clock. Just finished it. And I was like, because I was like, can I get this extra chapter in?
Melmac, you read 25 pages. Oh my gosh, well done. She's been reading like
Yes.
5 pages, 3 pages, 1 page. You read 25 pages.
Yeah.
Well done.
And Jessica Ann got her homework done. Yay.
Nice.
And Jessica Lynn said, I am currently working on my May TBR and I am thinking of getting into Babysitter's Club Mystery Series.
Yes,
Yeah,
do it.
Yay.
Mr. Francie is there. We're starting our read of it and we're doing the first one next month. So.
Oh,
In May,
Stacy and the
yeah.
Missing Ring.
Sorry?
Stacy and the Missing Ring.
Stacy
that's
and the
the first
Missing
one.
Ring.
The
I don't
Babysitter.
know. Is that the first one?
Mhm.
No, someone's
Like a
great
different
idea.
person?
Christie's great idea.
Oh, so you're reading the actual series, not just the mystery series.
Yeah, the
just
actual
regular
series.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
book right there. I have it right there.
Oh wow!
I was
Yes,
gonna say
get
she
it.
has a whole bunch of them.
I love
on
it.
hardcover.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Oh, it's the original. Oh, I
It's the
love
original.
it.
I found this at a thrift store for 25 cents.
Oh wow!
No way.
Yeah. I'm like, this has to come home with me. So yes.
Oh yeah.
Is that one of those times when you're thrifting and you're like,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
and everybody's looking at you like, what? And it's like,
yeah, you're like,
don't
don't
understand.
touch it. Push them all out of the way to get to it, you know?
So Cajun got to 52%.
Awesome.
And Jessica says, hi all. And Amber Jen says, still making my TBR. I am being so indecisive. That's okay. I mean, if you're going to make a TBR, you got to make it to where you know what you're wanting to read. I mean,
Right.
And Jessica Lynn says, wow, Jane, that is amazing. And she said, I'm at 30 books. And, hey, that's pretty good still. I mean, it's
Still
only the
good.
4th month, and we're only on the 4th month. So,
Yeah.
and Jessica Lynn said, I finished House of Sky and Breath last night, 100 or 801 pages. That took me
Wow.
3 weeks. Yeah, that one's a chunky one.
Well
Good for you.
done, Jessica. Wow.
But Chara said 19 pages into The Girl in the Tower. And
Nice.
Jessica Ann said, Jessica Lynn, I'm not even at 30. I'm at 26 or 27. That's still really
That's fine.
Yeah,
Even if you've
yeah,
only read one book this year, that's fine.
yeah.
that's right. You were reading.
Mm-hmm.
And James said, Jessica, my speed reading class notes I had for my YouTube Jill.
Zero class.
I love it.
And Jessica Lynn said, Jessica, and that's still really good. I have read a lot of big books this year, so I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Annie
Nice.
said, read 28 pages. And Jessica Lynn said, Jane, can you maybe mail me that? LOL. And I'll read one more and then we go read. It says, Nancy says, I'm not doing a SAS list this year, but I just crossed off books on them if I have. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. That's a
That's
good
me
way to
too.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so get some more reading in because I'm about to finish my book. Okay, read to the top of the hour. It's 44 minutes for Jane there, so I'm always like 1 minute behind. It seems like today. So
Okay.
happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Okay, so how did everybody do that go around?
I have an hour left on my audiobook.
Oh, almost there.
Yep.
How about you, Mr. Francie?
I got 178 pages into Peter Pan from the top of the sprint, so not too bad at all.
I finished my book.
Yay!
Well done, Stormy.
I think all the action was in like the last 60 pages. And then because I'm still working on it, I was reading on building her Amish dream or whatever.
Building her Irish dream. That's a completely
Irish.
different book.
It's a completely different one. Amish dream. But yeah, I'm like 33% in, so I haven't gotten very far.
That's all right.
I got a little bit tonight, and tomorrow I can work on it. I could get it done.
Oh yeah.
It may be maybe a late night tomorrow trying to get my books done.
Mm-hmm.
And Sherry says, finally made it. Work is done and supper's served. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jane was laughing at Jessica. Jessica Ann says, at Jessica Land, I'm in college and work full time, so I'm happy with my progress so far. I have thought I would even have less time to read. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, those who are studying and stuff and still have time to read outside books, like Mr. Francie has his school books and then he has his other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jessica Lynn said, at Jessica Ann, that's amazing. Great job in doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jane's also taking over Tiffany's spot here and says, what are you eating, Sherry? And Nancy said, I read everything in order because I have a compulsive personality. Yes. And me too. Yeah. And hi, Megan says, hi, all. Just joined. Going to try to finish up Mickey 7 sci-fi during the next sprint. Cool.
Nice.
And Nancy said, Sarah, I watched your video and couldn't believe you had snow in April, even though it didn't last the day.
Mm-hmm.
We had snow in April last year, and it totally surprised me and killed all my garden plants. So I haven't even started my garden this go around. I'm like, you're not going to get me this time. I'm not going to let it happen.
The year my brother got married, it was, oh God, what day? It was April 25th. And we all thought that my sister-in-law was crazy because she wanted the ceremony outside. It was so beautiful that day. It was like 80 degrees. And then we finished the wedding in the morning, had lunch, and then it snowed. Welcome to April in Canada.
Yeah. That's crazy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he says, it's a cozy... If a cozy has a lot of characters, I have trouble remembering them with an audiobook. Yeah.
That's true.
But then I have trouble remembering them if I'm just reading a book. So
I was going to say, yeah, absolutely. I don't like a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And Hannah says, I loved Rebecca. Oh, Tanner says, Rebecca's so good.
It's such a good book.
And Susan says, not reading this sprint, working on my May TBR. Had to carry over a couple books from April. Read a total of 12 books in April. He did really good.
Excellent.
Sherry says, they had a taco bake, cucumbers, and biscuits. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Nancy says, I love both Jane Eyre and Rebecca. And Annie says, I'm reading a Frenchman's Creek next week. Rebecca is the only book of hers I've read.
I've not read Frenchman's Creek, but I've read Jamaica Inn, and Jamaica Inn was a great one if you like pirates.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Mr. Francie wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Fancy doesn't like nautical books. So.
Okay. That's fair.
And Jane said that Jane Eyre is her favorite classic so far.
Nice.
Jessica Lynn said, at Susan, same. And Jane says, nice. Sherry sounds good. And Hi, Elizabeth. Just walked back in the room. What has been taking? What is being taken off script in June? Jane Eyre.
Is being taken off script in May.
Or May, yeah.
Yeah.
And Nancy says it's on Audible plus Mr. Francie. Most classics are, or many of them. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Nancy.
And Cajun says, ugh, I just can't with Carlos in the Bake Shop series. He's supposed to go back to the ship on Tuesday. Today is Sunday. He's best and he the best and not come up for any reason to stay. She is shipping him out and does not want him back.
Love it.
And Cozy says Storm Hoopla has two different versions of Jane Eyre, both by different narrators. One is 19 hours and one is 23 hours. I will have to check them out.
I listen
to a sample and see which one I like best.
yeah, because the narrators can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jane says, got a bit confused because I thought the death that happened was real, but it was staged. And the real death that just happened, funny hearing about a bunch of oversexed people high on aphrodisiac. I'm confused. What are you reading, Jane?
Yeah, really, eh? That's what cozy mystery are you reading?
Mel Max says, with me, it's one extreme or the other. It's either like 2 pages during the sprint or 184 pages. And Cozy said, Cajun, one of my issues with the Bake Shop series, I don't like the estranged husband situation. Okay. And Jessica Lynn says, wow, Sarah's so jealous. I love the original series and grew up with the original series, but never read the mystery series. So interesting.
Oh, the mystery series is so much. I'm going to age myself. I had the board games growing up. They had Babysitter's Club board games.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have never read the Babysitter's Club, so we're gonna. The only thing is, I couldn't find. I may have to do the graphic novel version. It's the only one I could find that I could get off my libraries. They don't have any of the other ones.
Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad. I know they are on Kindle, but I mean, my thing is that they're like an hour's worth of reading. Why are you going to spend $6 on an hour's worth of reading?
Yeah, because I looked up the first one and it said it was $3.99, and I'm like, but it's a little bitty kids book. I don't want to spend $3.99.
You know what? The graphic novel is, because I have the graphic novels up there as well. They're just as close as the original, like line for line.
I figured they might be. And,
yeah.
And stuff, so. Annie says, I watched the original Babysitter's Club on Peacock last week, which was free with ads. I have an ad blocker, so I didn't see any. There you go. And Tammy says, sprint ended with me halfway through a chapter of Big Red. How have I lived this long and not read this wonderful middle grade book?
I've never heard of this book.
I don't know it either. And Cajun says, I don't mind they are extremes. It's him. I have almost a visceral reaction to him. He makes my skin crawl. You just don't like him, period. So hopefully they ship him off on a ship and he doesn't ever come back. And Mel says, YouTube jail. We don't have to worry about YouTube jail under Storm's watch. Well, don't say that. You'll jinx me. We haven't had any. So I haven't had to try to get them out of here. And Cozy says, Cajun, I don't like him as a character either, and sadly don't have a connection to any of the characters in that series, but think it's well written. And Cajun says, I'm not loving it, but I'm enjoying it so far. Y'all, Amanda Flowers is live.
Yeah, she was.
She read my comment and said, thank you, squee. Yeah, it's always fun whenever you're on there. Somebody reads just like, oh. I know it's like whenever I do something on Instagram and like the author like does it or something or says something, or like Twitter and they retweet it and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. They saw me.
Yep. And Tammy says, Cajun, who is the author of the series you're talking about? I think I'll probably avoid it. And Cajun says, it's the Ellie Alexander. Yeah.
Mm.
I think I was going to try that series, but since I'm not huge on culinary and things like that, I think I'm going to try the Sloan Klaus one, or whatever it is. It's
Sloan
the beer
Krause, yeah.
one. The beer one. We'll try it and see if I
Perfect.
like it. Because I've heard they're pretty good. So. Cajun says, wasn't someone talking about Dirty Dancing on the Discord? It's coming out on VH1 right now. Yes, we were talking about it. And I seen a thing this morning and I was aggravated because they're talking about a sequel to Dirty Dancing with Jennifer Grey. And I'm like, no, there can be no sequel. Patrick Swayze is dead. There can be no sequels.
Mhm.
And I don't care. You can't. And I think they were supposed to even go back to Kellerman's or something. And I'm like, no, can't do that. Don't mess with my Dirty Dancing. They tried doing a sequel with that Havana Nights and it didn't go.
That was horrible.
Yes, it was. And a Green Stick Cottage says, finally made it. The mister just doesn't understand the necessities of getting home in time on Friday night sprints.
True.
Yes. Okay, speaking of Friday night sprints, will you guys be okay if we move to Monday nights? Because
Yeah.
Lee doesn't, she's busy on Friday nights now. So we usually split it, like she would do one and I would do one. And we were talking about it last night and she was like, if we moved it to a different day, then she'd be able to. So we were thinking about doing it on Monday nights and she might have to move it down to like 7:00 Eastern instead of 6:00. So we'll start a little bit later. That way we can eat because she doesn't get to eat and I always have to rush around. So it'd be easier for me too.
Yeah, no, to be honest, 7:00. Yeah, I like the idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of 7:00. I usually sprint on Mondays at 6, but I'm happy to move it if you and Stormy can do your sprint. So I'll just do it on another day. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, because we were talking about it, and it's like, because I said with me doing Fridays by myself, I always get to almost the limit of my amount of free time on here. Because when we used to split it, then it didn't happen. Because I've gotten an email like, you're about, and I was like, oh no. So I was like, we need to go back. Because I asked her, I'm like, are you about ready to come back on Fridays? And she's like, not until like June or something. She's she's so busy. They sold the restaurant to these one people, and they're contracted to actually help them to like for 3 months or something like that. And she's not liking it, but she has to do it. We're going to change it around. Change it up a little bit. Make y'all, change
Why
around.
Not? Give us a look forward to on a Monday.
Yeah. So we probably won't do it. We probably won't do it the first Monday. It'll probably be like the second Monday because we're doing a middle grade kickoff on Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome.
And Green Stick says, I'm starting the Penderwicks Elizabeth's read along for middle grade May. Cool. Yeah, I just got that one on overdrive, so I am ready. And Julian said, just got back from dinner. How long are y'all sprinting for the night? So we're probably going to wrap it up here in a little bit because it's getting late for all you over there. It's not quite as late here, but it's later. And so Megan says, finished 9% of Mickey 7 and at 91%, and things are getting interesting. Cool.
Nice. Good work, Megan.
Made it to 65%.
Nice.
And yay, me. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, finishing my
your book.
Yep. Yeah. I said 28 pages. Only read a few seconds. I only have a few seconds left of chapter 27.
Wow.
Nice.
Amber Jen says, I think I'm done with my May TBR, maybe, possibly. But that's like me. It's like, I got it made, but that doesn't mean I won't go rogue.
Oh, yeah. Just suggestions.
Yeah. And Jessica Ann said I read 20 pages. And Hannah said, I listened to 11% of Murder on a Girl's Night Out by Ann George.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Hey, Tiffany said hi all. Just woke up and wanted to say hi.
Hello.
How are you feeling? Hope you're getting a little better.
Yeah.
Hannah says, Amber Jen, me this week. I still don't know my TBR. And she said 84%. My last for the month, I think. Cool.
Yeah.
And Cajun said, are you liking it, Hannah? I love that series. And then saying hi to Tiffany. And Anita said, I read a chapter. All right.
Good
Cajun
work.
said, if hi Tiffany, hope you're feeling better. Yes. And I said, OMG, Cajun, it's so funny. Hey Tiffany. And Ambergen says, I feel that. Yep. Hi Tiffany, lots of hi Tiffany's. And Annie said, Frenchman's Creek is about a pirate too.
You're right. Frenchman's Creek is the pirate one. Jamaica Inn is something else.
Ah, okay.
Right.
And Annie said, hi Tiffany. And so Jane says, Murder by Mocha.
Mocha. Okay.
Oh, she's reading like the Cleo Coyle one, I think.
Oh yes.
That's
All
the
right.
gritty.
All right.
That's the grittier cozy. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Tiffany says, hope to be feeling better tomorrow. Going to rest most of the day so I can hang out on Sarah's live tomorrow, starting Tamiflu and some other mess in school.
She's going to be doped up for the live show.
It should be real interesting. It'll be like Pumpkin Tiffany, except on steroids.
You're right. Oh, I sent you a direct message on Discord, Mr. Francie.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when you get a second, check that.
Yes, we'll do.
And so Tiffany says, it's good to see everyone. Thinking I'm going to lay back down again. Hope to see everyone tomorrow night. Yay. Good night, Tiffany. Night all. And Jessica says, yes, Tiffany, get some rest. Hope you feel better. Yeah, hope you get to feeling better. And Cheryl's, I'm late. Had to take the pooch out. That's okay. And Jessica said, I love the original Babysitter Club movies, and that Fuchs series was good too, but I think some of the series was for...
What's from the Super Specials?
Oh, Super Special. For some reason, the P is not showing. It looked really
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's an O. I think she typed it incorrectly.
Or maybe that's okay. Maybe that's it. Super Special.
Yeah, no. So I think there was 10 episodes in the first series of the Netflix, and the first 8 were the first 8 books, and then the last 2 were the second Super Special. I love the Super Specials. I just loved them. I thought they were.
Are the Super Specials thicker, or are they?
They're the thicker ones, and like the original series, each book, like Christie's Great Idea, Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls, they're told by that babysitter, so you're getting it in first person. But the Super Specials were told by all the babysitters, so every chapter is a different narrator. They're fun. They're fun.
And Jessica says, I haven't read the Super Specials either, but I have a few of them.
They're fun.
And Sherry said, forgot to check where I was, but I got only 6 hours and 47 minutes left of Order of the Phoenix. There you go.
Nice.
Those are
yeah.
Yeah. And Jane says, Mel, I passed my YouTube initiation and now I'm an official YouTuber. And hey, Tiffany. And Jessica says, that's great, Sherry. Well, hope you're enjoying. And hi, Tiffany's, and hope you feel better. Oh, yeah, that's awesome about an area. We don't talk about the Banner Nights. Yes, that's it. We don't talk about the Banner Nights. And Green Stick Monday works for her. Cool. That's good.
Awesome.
Wow.
And Mel says, a reading note too funny. Sherry said, Jessica Lynn, it's a reread for me, and I'm enjoying more the second time around. Oh. And Jessica Lynn says, Mondays are good. Mondays are fine with me. That works for me. Good. Okay. I was hoping it was going to be okay. The Mondays are fine. I'm fine with Monday nights work best. I'm not a fan of noon spots. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jessica said, Sherry, yay, it's my favorite of the series. It's the first one that gets more dark. Yeah. Mm. And Ambergen says, Hadley, can't do Mondays, but I'd rather have it easier on y'all. Well, that's a bummer, Ambergen. Mm. And Mel said, some sequels and remakes should never have happened. Yes, that is so true. Mm-hmm. Yes, she also brought up the Crow, the Horde sequel because, the Brandon Lee all the way. Because he died and then they did a second one and it's like, no, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't. No.
Yay for Pinderwicks. And Mel says another bomb was Grease too. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's like when you have like a great movie, don't make a sequel to it. Make something different. Like,
I was looking a while ago for that movie, if y'all remember it, Adventures in Babysitting with Elizabeth.
oh,
What was her name? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like it was from the 80s. I love that movie. And I brought it up on Disney Plus, and there's another movie, more recent, a remake called Adventures in Babysitting. But the plot's completely different. I don't understand the point. I don't
it's like,
understand.
let's just take the title and make something totally different.
Adventures in Babysitting would only work at that time period because if they had a cell phone, that whole movie would have been null and void.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yeah, the whole point is big, like, you know, they have to try to get back to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
doing.
she
I
can't
mean,
call, and
yeah.
Elizabeth Shue, thank you. Yes,
Yes. I loved that. That was so much fun. I liked
one of my favorite movies.
And he says 7 pages left in my book. Hi, 6. Hi, Tiffany. Hope you feel better. And Shannon, hi folks, just got here reading Lore by Bracken and Gunkel on audiobook, then starting page.
Oh, I want to read Gunkel. I have it on my shelf. I got to get to that one.
Yeah, me too. I want to read it too.
We should buddy read it. Maybe this summer. It'd be a great summer read, I think.
Oh, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got the Elizabeth Shue thing, but
yeah, she wasn't Cocktail. Oh, you're now bringing me back to an old movie.
It's like my only favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Thank you. Yes. Oh my
I'm not a fan of Tom
music
Cruise.
In my head. I owned the soundtrack on cassette tape.
And
Mel says, and that rhymed.
Yeah.
I think it was Elizabeth Shue, and she was in Cocktail. And Cajun says, when I worked at the children's home, the girls loved that movie and they watched it once a month or so, I bet.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to have it, you know, like, you know, the whole VHS where you could record things and everything, like easy. Yeah. And we recorded it and we used to watch it all the time.
Oh God, yeah.
That's like Dirty Dancing was one of my favorite movies. I think dating myself. I was like 11 when it came out.
Yep.
That was the first time that a guy walked on screen, and I was just like,
I know.
Before that, it was like, boys are yucky.
I see. It wasn't that for me. It was the dancing. It was just the dancing. That's all I cared about. I was obsessed.
Oh, I used to rewind the like last part and watch it over and over and over.
Well, like the opening scene of Adventures in Babysitting where she's dancing, that's like my favorite scene in that whole movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Man, now I want to watch that movie again because I haven't seen it.
That might have to be my tonight something.
And Mel says, I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. Mel. Sherry says, I wasn't too happy when I heard them talking about remaking The Breakfast. That's another one you can't remake either.
Mm-mm. It may be flawed, but it's a classic.
Yeah, and he says, Sherry says, I read The Gunkel last year. It was the top of my year.
Oh, good to know.
Amy says, I found it on DVD. I watch it every once in a while. Cool. And Jessica, no, they cannot touch any Molly Ringwald movie. That is so true. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the iconic movies from the 80s and stuff. You just leave them alone.
That's right.
Like my favorite TV shows, like A-Team and like Chips, and they did Dukes of Hazzard and all of them. They remade them into movies and then made them stupid. And
I know.
And Mel says you rhymed again. And unpopular opinion, I don't like The Breakfast Club. Don't know what we're gonna do with you, Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Mel said Dirty Dancing is from 1987. Storm, you're around my age.
So I was 8 when Dirty Dancing came out.
And DeShannon says, I'm loving the audio of Gumko read by the author. Would be a
Ooh.
great buddy read choice.
Excellent.
That's
And Jessica says, Hannah. And Nancy says, good night, folks. I'm going to try to finish my book. Good night, Nancy.
Good night, Nancy.
And we have made it to the end of the comments, so it's probably a good time to wrap it up anyway. So
sounds good.
Well, there will be
Sarah,
no.
check your Discord. I've responded to you a couple of days ago.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I don't check anything.
Oh, good.
I was just redoing my post.
So there will
do
be
that.
no noon sprinting or whatever it is because Tiffany is sick. So
Yep.
she is sad that she's not going to be able to do it again. But hopefully all will be well Saturday night, and she will be on Sarah's. And Sarah, yours is at 6 Eastern, right?
Correct, and we are going to be sprinting, chatting and sprinting. You did ask me that.
Chatting and sprinting. So
Yes.
there we go. So we won't have a noon one, but we'll have a late night one.
Very good.
And we've got some more comments here. Nadine said, aging myself with reading Babysitter Club books was the mom who brought the books for my daughter.
The worst is when you're reading the Babysitters Club books and they're like, and like the mom was like 34 and she looked so good for her age. I'm like, you know, you can go F yourself, babysitter. 34 is not that old.
Jessica said, I was born in 91, but I still have seen all these movies. Because you are a good movie watcher because you watched all the good ones.
Right.
So I watched it for the first time a few years ago and didn't like it. That's what Hannah says.
That's fair.
And the characters was problematic. Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to think it was the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's just nostalgia for us, but yeah, I'm sure some of the ones nowadays will be like, that is horrible. But it's like, you know, Sweet 16 and Pretty in Pink and all those. I love all those.
Can you pop me another email, Mr. Francie?
Yeah,
You don't
no problem.
Or even just give me your email address in that private chat.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I'll give my email address.
Brilliant. Thank you. Because clearly I get too many emails.
And Mel says, depending on when in 1987 Dirty Dancing was, I was either 11 or
12. Okay.
Got my original Breakfast Club poster on my wall. Elizabeth says the 80s in general were problematic.
You can't disagree with that comment.
No, because I think even back then we were still driving, sitting in the back of the truck, you know, in like the back part. And like the bed of the truck, I guess, you know, where there's no seat belts, you know, driving down 50 miles an hour back, like, no, you know, not ever thinking that, you know, it could like crash or anything.
My parents had a station wagon that there was a seat in the trunk that faced backwards. No seat belts. That's where my brother and I sat for every long car trip from Toronto to Florida.
And Cajun's like, I was older than y'all in 1987. I think I'm going to take so, think about how old I feel when somebody says they were born in 1991 and I graduated in 93.
I feel you.
Also, we are so like the same age because I graduated in 1993 too.
I think I was like 95 or 96.
And Elizabeth, I'm a little older, so my childhood dancing movie is Saturday Night Fever. A terrible movie and not child appropriate at all. Yeah.
Well, Dirty Dancing wasn't child appropriate either.
And I watched it with my mom.
See?
So, and the 80s was a great decade for music, though.
Yes.
Yeah. True.
No, I cannot really say yes to that because I didn't really care for that kind of music. and my mom listened to 50s and 60s music. So I don't remember a lot of the 80s music because we were always listening to 50s and 60s music. Like my friends will be like, "Oh, this is a cool AC/DC song," and I'm like, "I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't know any AC/DC songs." And they're like, "Oh, yes, you do," and they'll start singing it, and I'm like, "Oh," because I probably heard it on a movie or something like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
He says, "But I love the music and dancing too." Yeah. We're 90s babies.
Yeah. So are my stepchildren.
Oh, Hannah, you're making me feel even older now. I graduated 10 years ago today.
Oh my God.
Average, I was about 5 months old when Dirty Dancing came out. Oh, making me feel old. I'm going to quit reading these comments.
Right?
And Hannah says, it's okay. No, Mackie and Cage are still mid-30s in my mind. Oh my goodness. I watched Saturday Night Fever with my mom. I was in junior high, and we were both mortified at the adult content.
Nothing is more awkward.
I remember watching Fatal Attraction. Have you remember ever seeing that?
Yes.
And we were watching it with my mom, and it was like, good thing with those VHS. That's the one thing you could do. Fast forward.
Fast forward, yeah.
I know. I watched the entire first season of Bridgerton with my mother. You want awkward?
Oh no.
I'm like.
And Sherry says the 80s is my decade for music. It's my absolute favorite. Yeah.
Right.
And I told you were my favorite. Yeah. Oh, Hannah. Okay. So, what do you have coming up on your channel, Mr. Francie? Anything?
Well, today my TBR came out, so next one will be my monthly wrap. And then we'll take things from there.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Awesome.
And Sarah, besides spending tomorrow, what do you got?
Vlog on Sunday, and next week I have my wrap up, and I've also got a little book haul, like a digital book haul from the month of April. So, because I bought me some books.
Nice.
I may have bought me some books too. We went to kind of antiquing in a different place, and I couldn't find any like cool stuff to like get there. But I'm like, I'm not going empty-handed, so I was looking in the books. I was like, so I brought some books.
You always get books.
Yes. Surprisingly, you can always find Harlequin somewhere. That's one thing. There's a lot of those.
It's true.
I watched all of GOT except for the final season with my dad. Super awkward. Oh yeah, that would be super awkward. I've never watched that show, but I have seen like bits and pieces, so that would be super awkward. Okay, so it was nice chatting with you all, and thank you, Mr. Francie and Sarah, for being on here, so I didn't have to be by myself. Because when Tiffany's like, "I'm sick, I'm not going to be there," I'm like, "Oh no."
Well, I will pass all of you the link for tomorrow, so if you want to be on.
Okay, we're looking forward. Hopefully, I can get back from the birthday party in time to hang out with y'all for at least a little bit.
Yeah, anytime, jump in.
All right. See you, good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right, everyone.